Hey everyone, welcome back to the White One Auto YouTube channel, and unfortunately today I have a comeback. So what we have here, this is our 2012 Cadillac CTS that was hit in the rear. Another body shop poorly fixed it, so they brought it to us. We fixed it. We had to do a lot of extensive wiring work on here, and the car came back with an ABS code. Came back with an ABS code on the right rear. That's exactly where we were working. So we had to double check our work. So now right now, first off, it came in here with an ABS code for the right rear. I wasn't gonna shoot a video on this at first, but then I thought about it. I said this would make a great video. So I want you to see, first off here now, let me go down and highlight this, that we have our car in gear on the hoist, it's running. This thing is all-wheel drive, so you see our left rear is turning, our left front is barely turning. Now let's look at our scan data. So we're on our left rear wheel, and the signal is cutting in and out, in and out, in and out. But really, technically, we're not on our left rear wheel, because what we have hooked up, you see we got this jumper harness. Now this is going, hoping I can get it in there without disturbing this thing or hitting myself in the face on these wheel studs that are turning. So let me see. So we've got this jumper hooked up. It's running to our left rear side. So that's why the computer is picking up a left rear signal. But actually what it's going to is our right rear wheel bearing. So you can see how this is our wheel bearing. We've already swapped our harnesses just to make sure that everything there was good. So this is running to our right rear wheel bearing, and that signal's coming out. This, we removed our insulation just to make sure all of our wiring was good and intact, because we did make a repair here, and that is fine. And how we will prove that to you is we're just gonna show you some more evidence. So you can see right now that when we have our right rear wheel bearing, because the sensor is plugged in there, although the bolt is out, that's because we swapped harnesses. We got our jumpers coming from this right rear wheel, going through our jumper harness to over here on our left rear side. And you see how that signal is, you have a good signal, and it cuts and goes, it cuts and goes. And also I want to note that driving this thing, we didn't have any noise out of the wheel bearings. Both of them sound exactly the same. It's kind of hard to get a clear shot behind where you can see that tone ring. So this was really our only option right here to do. So I'm gonna back out of here and show you our code that was originally in it, because I like being able to prove everything. So let me go, isn't it under save data? So save data, so here we go, CTS, the 30th. So let me go to the first one, the 30th, right here. We'll go down to codes, and you see that, a C0050, a right rear wheel speed sensor, erratic. So it didn't have an open, didn't have a short to ground, just that the signal was erratic. So that's what led me to think that, hey, we had a wheel bearing problem on that side, but I didn't notice any noise. So you can see when this was taken, and let me back out of here. Now we'll go, let me just go enter in. Now we're gonna have a bunch of codes in here because we have both of them unplugged, but we hope it will auto ID. Yep, Cadillac. And we'll go into ABS. So we're gonna have a ton of codes. So we'll just display codes because we got both of our wheel speed sensors have been unplugged and on. So you can see in left front is just barely turning. This thing is all-wheel drive, but for some reason that left front just wants to spin a little bit. So let us back out of here and we'll go back to data, and so let me walk you through what I'm doing again. So what we can see is that our left rear wheel, it's thinking our left rear wheel is having an erratic symbol, but it's not having an erratic symbol. It's the right rear wheel, because we're jumping that signal from the right rear wheel over to the left rear wheel. And you can see how that is going. It cuts in, it cuts out. You can see that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna flop this jumper around, and then now we're gonna go, no, first, what I will do is, before I do any of that, I'll just go in and plug our right rear wheel in, and you'll see how this thing reads on its correct side. So let me remove this. So we'll pull these out. We'll put them there. And so now this is our right rear wheel. We will plug this in. So now we're plugged back in. We're plugged back in there. You can see all of that. And the scanner is gonna read the right rear wheel, but the signal's gonna be cutting in and out. So we'll highlight down to our right rear wheel. You see how our signal is changing? It's reading fine and good and bad. So that's because, it's not because we have a problem with our wiring here. It's because we have a problem with this wheel bearing. And so the way we will further confirm that, I'm gonna jump from our left rear wheel bearing and plug it into our right rear wheel speed sensor, and the signal will read fine. So you will see how it reads now. Right rear is kind of jumping all around. So let me pause this and set our jumper up. Okay, so now you see our signal is reading stable for our right rear wheel. It's not changing at all. And that's because what we have going on our right rear side, we're not actually reading the right rear wheel bearing. What we are doing is we're reading the left rear wheel bearing. You can see we have these jumper harnesses plugged in here. So they're running from our left rear wheel bearing, and we'll go all the way over here to, see they're running in here, and this is our right rear wheel bearing. This is where we actually did all of our work, and now you can see that the problem is not our wiring repair. The problem is this wheel bearing. So probably what happened, remember the car was hit on this side. Maybe it suffered a shock due to the accident, because the car went straight from the accident to the body shop. They picked it up from the body shop and it came here, and they've had the car back about a week or 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks, I think. So they have had the car back about 2 weeks after we did the wiring repair, put the bumper absorber, and put a battery in the car. So we had to go back and just double check all of our work, which it's fine. It wasn't in the car like this, but we removed this wiring just to make sure everything was good. But it is good. It's just, we just have a bad right rear wheel bearing. And so some of you may say, hey, well, how is that gonna be? It's because we just showed you. You can see this signal right here is running fine. So I'm gonna raise the car up. Well, yeah, I mean, we can raise it up so you can see it doesn't really do anything. But yeah. So you can see here, if you can get in on our wheel bearing some, it doesn't look like any damage here, but this thing definitely has a bad wheel bearing. You can see on our, that's our right side that is bad. This is our left side. It looks pretty much the same. So what we're gonna have to do is call and let our customer know, and we're gonna need to replace that right side wheel bearing. Just another fault of the accident, I would guess. When we get it out, we can do a little bit. I doubt if it'll feel any different, because when we ran with our stethoscope, we didn't hear any change in pitch at all. We've driven the car, it doesn't make any. I mean, the car drives fine. It just throws that a light on. And the lady said that it's been happening so this is actually Saturday. The car came in Friday. And I think it started for her Wednesday. So, yeah. So what we need to do is get a wheel bearing in it and run it and show you guys everything is fine. Okay, so we got our wheel bearing out, and let's take a look. So this is where our wheel speed sensor rides. You can see how all of this buildup is here. I think that is probably what was giving our issue. There's a little dent there. That's from when we were trying to press it out from the back with our air hammer. I don't believe that was there already, but we know all of these deposits are here. So you can see how they're light there and they're heavier there. So this is our new one right here. So what we're gonna do is get this thing installed, use the same wheel speed sensor, then hook our scanner back up, and you will see the difference. So let's do that. Okay, so there's our new hub. There's our old hub. We got our new hub installed. The wiring's all connected. We haven't taped this back up yet because we'll do that last. So let's come over here because we are clearing our codes. So we're gonna finish clearing our codes. Then we're gonna start up the car. So, car started. We will go to ABS. And we'll go to data. And we'll look at our wheel speed. Now, I'm gonna have to put this thing in gear. So let me do that. In gear. You see right here, we'll go down to our, where's our right rear? See, it's not changing. See? So you can see they're both running the same speed. So you can see both of them. Okay, so we had to wait for the compressor to kick off. I put the throttle on. You can see we are running. You can see they're both running the same speed here. I'll lower it down just a little bit. So before, that thing was all over the place and we would have had a code by now. So this thing is fixed. You can see we got our left plugged into our left, and our right is plugged into our right. So all we got to do is just tape all this back up. Like I said, we only removed that because we did do a lot of wiring work over here. So you have to be certain to double check your work if you have an issue like this, because you could have done something wrong. You don't just want to be arrogant and assume you're perfect, because you could not be. So we'll clean this thing all up, and this thing is done. So we didn't really have a comeback, but it's good clickbait and it's good diagnostic. Okay, thank you all for following along. White One Auto out. Okay, so we're in our CTS. I'm gonna try to hold this so you can see the wheel speed sensors. Let me buckle up and we'll just go for a quick ride. Scanner failed. Alright, let me move the scanner. Okay, wait. I think should be on that there. Yep. So should be able to see. So you see, we don't have any lights on because this thing is fixed. It is ready to go. We do have low fuel though. It does need some gas in it, so that's the only dinging we have. Let's see, so I hope yeah, but this thing is fixed. So remember, always diagnose your concern. Don't ever make an assumption. White One Auto out.